How's it going, guys? Drip Crypto here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to be talking about my opinions on PulseChain versus PulseX. If you guys like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that none of this is financial information. Make sure you guys do your own research before investing any money into the crypto space. So let's get into it. So right now we're on PulseX, the exchange. When it comes to PulseChain, I actually dropped a video talking about how to get on the chain, how to use the chain, and I also broke down a little bit about the chain. So back to it. So when it comes to Pulse, so for one Pulse, it's about 2.5 PulseX, which makes sense because this is PulseChain, and Pulse is pretty much the native token and also the gas token you need in order to burn to make any type of transaction on the chain. So when it comes to that, if we look at it for a USDC valuation, I don't really look at this too much just because of the simple fact that this chain has only been out for maybe a month or two, and it still has some growing before you actually see any type of movement. And also, there's no real volume in the market because we are still in the bear market. But looking at that, I mean, if we look at Pulse right now is not even a cent. And if we look at PulseX, same thing. PulseX, when it comes to the value, sometimes you'll actually see the value up here. It actually does change up here. But my opinion, what I'm doing, I'm pretty much focusing a lot of my effort on PulseChain just because I feel like there's going to be over time. So if you're looking for the quicker multiple, I feel like PulseX will multiply faster, in my own opinion, not financial advice. But PulseX will definitely X faster than PulseChain just because of the simple fact that PulseX is an exchange and it's going to definitely, because of the buy burn, so actually burning the tokens as we could speak. So if you actually go here and click on the burn, you can also see how much we burned so far. Well, this is the V2, but if you look at V1, we burned a total of about 147 billion PulseX. So, and you can also see how much we've been burning on the different pools. But for example, just like what I was saying, due to the buy burn on PulseX, I feel like PulseX will definitely do the multiples faster. But the better option, in my opinion, I feel like is PulseChain, just due to the simple fact of, if we go to Ethereum first came out back in August of 2015. So with it coming out back in August 2015, it was about $2. So most people weren't thinking that it didn't really start doing heavy multiples until 2015, 2017. So 2 years later, it didn't really do a multiple. So it went from $2 to almost, say, 400. So it did about 200x on initial investment in about 2 years, right? And it didn't even really hit its peak until 2021. So what is that? 6 years later. So I feel like the major player in between PulseX and PulseChain is going to be PulseChain. PulseX, I feel like, and that's where I'm pretty much leaning. I have about 10 million of both right now. My main focus, though, is I definitely want to keep getting more PulseChain because I know PulseX, you'll definitely have a multiple faster. Like, definitely before next bull market, you'll definitely see at least a 10x, possibly. Don't quote me on that, but this is not financial advice. Make sure you guys do your own research, but the multiples will definitely be there for PulseX quicker than PulseChain. PulseChain is going to be more of a, due to it being a layer one, it's going to definitely take a lot longer for it to reach that, but it will definitely have more multiples than PulseX. I'm definitely looking at trying to get a lot of PulseChain because you're going to need PulseChain in order to transact on PulseX. And you got to also realize PulseChain is still new. A lot of tokens aren't even on there yet, but it is cheaper when it comes to GUI. Well, pretty much for the gas, but I feel like due to the PulseChain being burned, because you got to also realize Pulse is also being burned through the transactions. So the more transactions, you're burning more Pulse and more PulseX, making them both more rare. So PulseX, I feel like you're gonna see a lot more multiples faster than PulseChain, but PulseChain is gonna be a bigger multiple over time. Like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.